We walk while. Will you worry? Pronunciation 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2.
Influence, politics, pollution, confusion, segregated when we're face to face with limits. Influence, politics, and pollution, confusion, segregated when we're face to face with limits. In a typical inhale cough of laughter from a long-awaited ponder that took a yawn to realize this point. Before too much time is spawned, smoking my decision-making joint, I being the child raised my head to a point of thought, like the cap of a wave, thinking according to the beauty of the landscape. Headed for the rocks, I would eventually break its immunity. Taking time, making personal connection, using lyrics throughout the community to share a feeling like a resurrection. It comfortably suits me, whether rhyme withers me. I provide an infinite respect for the chance at trying. I'll flow forever's never, avoid being measured for my irony. Cleverly absorb pleasure with each chord, which creates an orb around my cranium. I, as a multicultural music lover, know that giving the blame is labeling yourself with a bad name, especially attempting to sever simplicity. Complicated has-beens, millionaires in a haven, saving dollars for the gold path that deserves a Kodak caption. Every other second they donate half a fraction. They wait for the media reaction, boarded by harems, hearing what gold is wearing, preparing pleasure as a prize to lay upon. Call it inspiration, but in the future, it's just a glitch, capsizing itself under the wrath of its dips. Influence, politics, and pollution. Influence, politics, and pollution. Confusion, segregated when we're face to face with limits. Influence, politics, pollution. Confusion, segregated when we're face to face with limits. Fading identity crisis. We're out here.
We study composition so that we may express ourselves clearly.
Lost my pencil. Where is my pencil? Won't you help me find my pencil?
Purple, perpetrating perfection, the purpose for pinnacles is simple, so hold the questions. Us left nameless leaves aimless, undetected in ritual. Protection of who came and did it first. Persuasive individuals is unimpressive. In all respect, this is my time to act inimical. Press the compression towards the effect on cynical sayings. Your fiction make me feel unhabitual for playing tracks, leaning on hingeless doors, pondering rotation, hypothesizing facts in hopes to heal much more than peace could ever reach before. Cause I want the earth from all her grape seeds, angry geese, grannies knitting sweaters, eating vitamin C full tangerines. Plastic insight, implying the modern generation of teens needs an adjustment in every other section, especially trusting what they mean. Art for good intentions, sketching pictures to explain what I'm intending to do with the ears after I passed on the way to the brain. Art for good intentions, sketching pictures to explain what I'm intending to do with the ears after I passed on the way to your brain. Indirectly, I'm giving the mental concussion, the confusion between wants and needs, mixed with false honesty. Deductions got me lost in longer than the Holocaust takes to code a sea of dots, floating in the lost cause of poetry. Infiltrate the picture to compose what I see over landscapes filled with handmakes and green. The manufacture plan awaits as human beings begin its journey to excavate where we stand on an escalator. With minds like hammers, reread the text we shape over breakbeats, writing at my desk. The meeting went rather intriguing, so at last I can sleep comfy as cream over pie inside that child's dreams. This leading only leads the brain to teething inside abstract minds that we're feeding with art for good intentions. Art for good intentions, sketching pictures to explain what I'm intending to do with the ears after I passed on the way to the brain. Art for good intentions, sketching pictures to explain what I'm intending to do with the ears after I passed on the way to your brain. Inflicting pain, we'll lose it with the freedom of speech. Taking naps to cure my rap lips, bubbling veins cramping from the cramped ass backs of my sky. With old school tubular sights, intact lyrics to ignite a new generation of tight rappers. I mask what holds them from the blast. You'll have My nervous fear of heights, the fright to jump the fuck up and fight. What I feel is destined, expressing my rights. It'll take a few more sessions than a few lessons to write, so have your head ready. Saturated fats will embed the pipes for a proper water flow. Above bong ciphers, our eyes come red from white as we assemble the tender feelings like yaks. Pick a pencil, complimenting the mic from being a utensil, not your kind. That's the mind. Art for good intending reasons, love for insight. Art for good intending reasons, love for insight. Art for good intending reasons and a love for insight. Calibre rectus and gruesome. Art for good intentions.
I can't find a job.
Have you looked for one?
Oh yes, I've been trying to find one for ages. Somehow I'm not lucky.
What kind of job have you been looking for?
I've been trying to find a job connected with the arts. You know, painting, sculpture. Something not too demanding in terms of time and satisfactory in terms of money.
I see. I'm not surprised you can't find a job.
Well, it's no lady my approach. Interest in lyrics, host appearance, but that's physically impossible not to be here or there. Use the instant advantage that I'll manage till we're fossils. Taking serious, constant yawns and barbaric honesty. I say Nostradamus, you say when. Vocal orifice, Toddville pen. To endorse this thoughtful zen we hold dear to our hearts like porcelain. Maybe ochre to extend the bridge of broken implication. Intend to remend when my mind was open and it cooperated with your relations. The brainstorms you were spoken out of the clay escarpment, making sculpted wonders for today's departure like Peter Parker. Took a bite, now his insights harsh. The art for the artisans manipulate the first page so I can make the ending of the book a guarantee is your favorite way. The facts get explained. I suggest to take a closer look as my cage gets shook through the thunder and tumbling rain. High pressure makes me seem so lost when I'm opposite to this game. Evaluating, educating the values empowered my reign. Indicate the target, aim. With knowledge, shower me in chains with all these endless hours ticking. Inside the waterlogged frame, the sour taste of shame engulfs my mouth. Motion with claps, slip notions intact to react fast through time lapse. Oh, remember, tell the doc I'm back in this future speaking language as if I was a telepathic mutant. Using music as your soother, feeling in pranksters ways when I would maneuver. What belief you thought pursued originality? At least when I'm up for challenge sprees, I'll reinvent this galaxy. Space invasions to express like allergies. Burst your mind to the brain cavity. We'll find any rhyme. Bring your cavalry because this makes me boisterous. In the choiceless sections segregated on the map. People saying what's the use creates my mental moisture. Most important, it innovates intelligent rap. This makes me boisterous in the choiceless section segregated on the map. People saying what's the use creates my mental moisture. Most important, innovates intelligent rap as we extract the water from this almost dry tap. This simple elevation in order to hoist their confidence gains knowledge, then grows like a religious prophet in Metropolis. I watch pelicans and Cooper, fishermen's tales and facts of Hallie. I would lose her behind the trail. She noticed I got stale, so move, sir. Walk through northern country streams to observe more beauty than words. I'm partially producing for Earth in return for giving me the chance at birth. The leisure ride to live or die is a lot alike believing in Easter bunnies. Young age help ride inside the ribs with gel on my tongue. At least expressively running is clear. Oh, do you find that funny? Once I saw the shore where Atlantis was no more, things got weird. Metaphors get best with the second and the 10th beer. Experience life when I open new passages. Doors unraveled this core. Now what do I have here more than just a savage specimen to explore? A meteor for driving past the stars and falling. Find a planet in desperate need for water. Drop some beats to call the peeps. This motion on its odyssey. As a starter, the next hip-hop colonies. music cooperate instead of making it hard. Really what you must do in these days. Cause I've been poked, pride choked, because I've lied to myself more than you. I'm the unsober drunk hanging over the memorious view. Created my own obsessions and regrets that I enjoyed in every session, shared with expression compiled in my manifest. Because this makes me boisterous in the choiceless sections segregated on the map. People saying what's the use creates my mental moisture. Most important, it innovates intelligent rap. This makes me boisterous in the choiceless section segregated on the map. People saying what's the use creates my mental moisture. Most important, innovates intelligent rap as we extract the water from this almost dry tap.
Watch my soul vibrate with passion. Phenomenal active, you're in the past tense. Watch my soul vibrate with passion. Phenomenal active, you're in the past tense. Watch my soul, 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 watch my soul,
I inch my way forward on board a journey through the woods. The hood covers the face, the tree sees the stains that my eyeball contains. Visuals strung like strings with drips of wind-blown veins. Breathing deeply like the last oxygen gasp. I've been running all day like mom stopping traffic, stuck and baffled like epoxy raffles. I keep the vocal palette laughing. Written messages like a plaster cast, facial mask. Before we break our placements glass, we're making statements fast, flexing the flexi's mass. In this captive prison, I listen to my friends for the wisdom. Send most books back because to me, personal opinion leaves me sinking inside a million traps like an author's saran wrap dominion, but only half the logic in the aftermath. Saturated fats will always call it maximum, mixing with many mimics. Like it's asking me to finish. I pick the fact when I complete the math riddle. Every time your speech has got me circle running, twisted muttering in the middle, punishing every thought I brought you discussing with my iris compulsively blushing. I trusted you were up to something with this productive pressure and all of this seductive weather. It gets to stun the ego when the measure of a speech flow gets them wetter. And adrenaline's purpose how to settle them. I can't find the peephole exploding like a cloud of steam from the kettles. When I emerge from the deep dark depths of a soul, I'll settle. But till then, the melody playing through the meadow is written by my pen. For now, just lie dead. It's your only defense, I guess, and a drained requiem for what was sense. Depressed by inspection, invading a perception when I'm drained from the world and its lack of a quench. Depressed by inspection, invading a perception when I'm drained from the world and its lack of a quench. When I catch destiny, crying all alone, it's a lesson to digest. And please don't ever postpone. Retrospectively, live this life for days and years to blaze and cheers, an amazing maze to place my ears. And I've tasted the best of wasted talent, rhyming from a cage of my deepest fears. I introduce my age to a challenge. Hello, Philippe, this is Calvin. He'll be a pilot tonight, but only if you're unbalanced in the silence of the night. I'm always staggering like a drunken mallard over a desert plain. I need the moisture of a salad to taste its leaf. I'd gain an antidote to ease my pain. Could the palace in charge please ask for trickles of rain? Cause the sand is dry and doesn't know why the shame comes from its ignorance to cry. Dance around a fire like a cheap praying for his tribe. I gotta contain my lively stride to survive inside a colony for suicide. It's your only defense, I guess. It's your only defense, I guess. A drained requiem for what we call sense is your only defense, I guess. Cause I'm dispersive, an evil curse taking the form of a dictator, insisting problems surrounding the moral of a maker. How the taxes still form, how these axis was formed, how complex getting to the bottom of the flask still flattens my patterns. You think I was born in pieces, drop beats beside mad havoc, teaching men, mesmerizing how my speech is without a word to shout to counter out the other route we take. H2O to grab my back, take me to that emerald lake. If they knew you'd fake, we'd show ourselves to what sells. Leave the sails to age and grow pale from being blindly enraged. Keep turning my pencil for eternity in hopes of getting hail. The motion will hopefully draw the ocean's misers away before we've gone stale for the dip doting on what I say when I catch this water with my pail. Quit quoting the promotion contained. I understand how to get there, but the water mix is fine with a game and no one else cares. I don't wanna blame, I'm gonna find my own way. Even these days, I'm still drained. Endorsing his rough surroundings one day when money plays my way. I'll sail the economy to a fucking wall. I'll cave the corners with peacemaking, breaking records like leaves fall. Making safety for girls to avoid the rapings. Finally release this hatred. I'm still appalled these parasites crawling vertebrae rapists. Innards misshapen because a real man holds sensitivity. Defacing pearls affecting families. Wasting a beautiful mural for your perverted fantasy. And I guess it's your only defense, I guess, in a drained requiem for what was sense. Depressed by inspection, invading our perception when I'm drained from the world and its lack of a quench. Depressed by inspection. Will Mother Earth keep raining, spitting, staining shirts which started out a plain thing? Two puppet masters and their Incredibots which have discovered aiming. Uncover secrets to taming my urge to tear apart the stage. But confirm I'll keep on learning with positive words and art. Positive words and art. I'm an analytical artist, handing the poetic adjustments. I introduce my plan and vision to strike with music. A final decision decided the mission, including conclusive creations for spitting. The lyrics to dilute the brain while knitting itself until restrained. Just graze the surface in two ways, both mentally ending instrumentals, dementally contending against stanks. Who might comprehend hip-hop is possibly ending this musical thanks. Us being we will drop that pen from walking like prosperous wizards tanked. So quit questioning the television telling you hip-hop needs shanks. Stop the message, forensics feeding more rappers gelatin from catching shots like sheriffs. Screaming from Clapton to quit tapping his shoe over top of this provocative beat. It's grasping the toddlers, learning to wander on past the pond for other views over yonder and beyond. The song of birds with bees singing from the canopy of inhabited trees. Mother Earth keep raining, spitting, staining shirts which started out a plain thing. Two puppet masters and their Incredibots which have discovered aiming. Uncover secrets to taming my urge to tear apart that stage. But confirm I'll keep on learning with positive words and art to contain my rage. That's besides the point. Apparently the aerial pressure has got most kids in nooses, hung at the tether that once swung by the anger which made danger seem useless. Thinking my impediments were expected, a lower respected aspect of a public system. Awkward shape, and please will you excuse my inquisition, treating me like French to Eastern Aztec in a past over a desert landscape. Presently what has captured negative attention like these weak handshakes is that the last man I'd think to blast them, unless in a dream when life was strange gets fast into his last day. I'm the inner side of all of these past ways historical. Before the opposing alliance try to get rid of compilations, arranged saturated pilots save the day. Don't check the mileage, it's infiltrated exclamation when we escalate. The barometer measures past your eyelids, inspected when we're on that manifest for escaping tyrants. Camera monitors for taping mental kilometers but shaking the retreat. You vegetable-headed wannabe ocelot of techniques. It's not responsible, it's honesty, modesty, pondering people's complexity. As I abduct every species of sheep, what do I see in retrospective for me? It's that Mother Earth will keep raining. Mother Earth will keep raining, spitting stains. Shirts which started out a plain thing. Two puppet masters and their Incredibots which have discovered aiming. Uncover secrets to taming my urge to tear apart that stage. But confirm I'll keep on learning with positive words and art to contain my rage. Being artistic, mixed up with being an agricultural freak. I leave dyslexic politicians unable to repeat the lies I can read from visual characteristics. The false depth of the mission to defeat policies, polishing off our obligations so complete. The teleprompters never whispered to their accomplice that musicians work like office clerks or even paupers for the price of a smirk, and that's me. What does that mean? The entrance has been a light for acceptance, for maybe accomplishing a topic, then taking the lead. Even loathing like a lost cause when showing my modern movement is poetic graffiti. When I interview the fanatics from a different side of Mother Earth's Emerald Palace, conversation could get intriguing. Between the wrathful days of madness, I'm gaining the magical touch to have wits. By straining aside, I make congruent to taking substance which lights, and then I took the match to lit. More humble than bricks will crumble from swing. That the microphone storms have swarmed other inklings when we've warned them about this. Thinking it's hard to do when Mother Earth is keep raining. Mother Earth will keep raining, spitting, staining shirts which started a plain thing. Two puppet masters and their Incredibots which have discovered aiming. Uncover secrets to taming my urge to tear apart the stage. But confirm I'll keep on learning with positive words and art. I'll confirm that I'll always keep on learning with positive words and art. Tendencies which end this direction towards spontaneous justice concludes the calendar 24/7 Canadian challengers that bust this. Gruesome Calibre Rectus. 24/7 Canadian challengers out to bust this. Gruesome Calibre Rectus with Mother Earth that keeps raining. Spitting, staining, shirt would start out a plain thing. Two puppet masters and their Incredibots would discover aiming. Uncover secrets to tame our urge
a bullet in the pants. You know, you put a bullet in the pants that reflects on your parents.
A stare's a stare, but a stare beside a snare needs a voice to accompany it. Oh, and another thing, when exactly did I start to share expression in abundances? You see, the impressions are lessons unless it's no question you're running through the blue seas. What if a progressive explanation leaves segregation undone and tumbling? Will that humble things through the bouncing of the space in a bass rumbling state when our minds get laced with other traits that our friends have applied to shape the ride they speak about? Such a sheet of armored speech. Music to keep my weeks in love with creation. Learn submersible tactics and I'm up to something in terms of motivation. So back up while I'm practicing my ambient placement in your sapiens. This hatred isn't negative, it's days of relentless contemplation. Sorry about the angry look, but look what way we've made the surface fray. Re-render our intake systems of false obligation, a lost implication, while being dedicated to so-called fascination. Least to say, the beast which made this perfect child stencil is erased by signs and stakes which define a reason to revolutionize with pencils, shifting the one-sided weight. The tiles of my mind have led me away from decaying with scapegoat messages. Only blinded me periodically. Now the lessons get more in depth as it goes anti-reps while explaining, getting closer with sketches of chalk. It's the right direction when wanting to talk. Disregard the tempest of shock. Frame pictures detains the interest in the future. And I'm sure one day I'll understand feeling super without my computer. It's okay, it's just music, and it's mutual. Stutters and clouds, he stutters and clouds. Stutters and clouds, he stutters and clouds. He stutters and clouds, he stutters and clouds. It's just these stutters and clouds, he stutters and clouds read aloud.
Remember those good times and all those unrecorded freestyle rhymes? Me and the crew on the porch smoking weed, listening to the wind chimes. When the wind's not blowing, we're growing off each other to form brothers from different mothers. We're memory lovers. One of the many deepest depths of the mind uncovers childhood stories. And damn man, I'm sorry that the apology had to come from the enemy. I mistrusted the love they have for me. So I thank my family and may they never be forgotten. I'd gather up my stamina to travel across the country to see an ancestor so we can sit down and reminisce. Someone to make my spirit lift, with a voice and a talented mind, manufacturing mind-bending material. We talk in the morning with a fresh bowl of cereal, and sometimes I want the moment to remain, but if it never changed, no memories would ever be exchanged. It was claimed that stories told would rearrange, but I'll remember my mind as a veteran rapping. For hip-hop I thank, cause now I shall never remove my thinking cap. I recap on what I have lived and learned, then my wisdom shows me that this is the knowledge earned.
Knowledge earned. Every cut to my edges, I'm left like beveled soft hedges, and it's still unfinished, time to feel great. Too posh for this rebel's obsession with new levels, when I could become one with the devil's pen pals and participate as I sever the metal on the mic's resistance. Does taking assertive measures keep my sake repetitive, or is that just a dimly lit light acting as mild a sedative to win over my stunt patience? I wonder if I could ship this lake with only one view, to evolve with adrenaline rides, rooms made of mush, pushed by a kettle mix like pedals move a bike over broken sticks. Through protected meadows, I'm infiltrated by pollination, my nose, ears, mouth, and eyes, looking across the mountain I once despised. In this last chance to colonize, we got stutters and clouds. Between the stutters and sighs, we've got stutters and clouds. We'll appear to be pondering with deep sense, with stutters and clouds. Retain and never stain. I observe higher as a lower respect for self, but haven't conquered the temptation yet. Stares stuttering at the clouds, leading helplessly for the enhanced sound. I'll lose more than one toe for a chance at music with stutters and clouds. A rusty rudder to shroud the water's surface while I'm moving forward on another episode to form punctuated journeys I'm pursuing. Consuming an open mind, doing my compositions, capabilities on invisible lines in a long-lost tradition. Exposing decisions with the stutters and clouds. Eating off dishes I cover with sounds. Meeting a mission and obliging to the chance of being lost now found. With stutters and clouds I'm allowed. Phorkast collate correct as gruesome stutters and clouds. Stutters and clouds, he stutters and clouds. Stutters and clouds, he stutters and clouds. He stutters and clouds, he stutters and clouds. It's just he stutters and clouds, he stutters and clouds read aloud. Stutters and clouds, he stutters and clouds. Stutters and clouds, he stutters and clouds. He stutters and clouds, he stutters and clouds. It's just he stutters and clouds, he stutters and clouds read aloud. collaboration with a bit of compilation. Cooperation can be conducted, completed with creations in a beat to get the mind in laceration. Acting channels provoke a passive nation with this giant handful of objects to expand what contradicts our ponders. Tap the tapper, rapper, mask the mask masters from the panel. Intact a lapper, like a lapse the let go of the handle. So from the mantle, allow the facts to know the aftermath. Grasping the passing pedestrians, challenge the knowledge be had by them. With blemished rights and loose limbs, the end was getting closer as height descends. And I'd rather have me basking in a sand dream, walking over lands with invisible ceilings, like acting mix of facts which hit surreal beings. My only way to rap is taking action for fractions of pain on seeing every minute. When life acts like a laxative, you're screaming disillusional. Ask a master for the reason, but get an answer to satisfy them at a high that's gonna please them. To stretch the door I enter for, enter speaking metaphors as I defend my presence in the embassy of thought. I get more, but I always expect a little more than what I got for fighting hard like monotonous revolution. Flocks business, my means of escape goes via to the music shop for listening solutions. I release my vengeance, shielding our own ability to hear and watch the surroundings drown my body in this deep blue sea. Track the earth in sandals, seeing leaders leading siblings to be treating, yielding methods unwillingly. It's quite deceiving to give a reading sample, go trot by dribbling, drooling, consistently scribble what meanings meant when I was young but bent off berry coolers. The insight for the word duelers is only the use of tools. Us beings scarcely fight, we just protect overrules the violence. They made this flight a pilot without it giving a chance to ever be an alliance. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Because we'll take the path, grasp as we improve, make a map of passionate commitment, never passes in this inlet we fuse. Contributions welcome like a celebration for the creation. We never excuse any conversation, including the crew. Saturated facts makes our mission to pass the music on to the generation, but especially you. Live the life of the modern view. Shield your own abilities. Shielding my own ability to hear and watch the surroundings drown my body in this deep blue sea. I'm shielding my own ability to hear and watch the surroundings drown my body inside this deep blue sea. Cover your ears and eyes. Shielding my own ability to watch my crying house surrounding and drowning the body in this deep blue sea. Contributions welcome like a celebration for the creation. We never excuse any conversation, including the crew. We make our mission to pass the mic on to the generations, but especially you, who lives the life of the modern view. Gruesome Cleaver up to subject 17. The freestyle bit. Check this out. And if that story was taught to me as a child, maybe I'd understand these days. But, you know, being a man is just kind of hard with these ways. I'm sorry, but I've lost it in the defaced version of what's supposed to be soft. And though I'm sent aloft on this crop, a place they call me sheep, eat from the trough, I don't understand it anymore. I'm with my man and we're coming up from the floor. We're breaking through the wood and we're opening the door.
The doors that you tried to block down with your doors, that meant you can't hold me down. Because I'm off the hook, I'm off all ever records. Anything you ever tell me, I have it a record. I don't know what I'm talking right now, but in a different direction. I know that I'm going, so tell them how. I'll go against the underground even. I'll go against what we even heave. I believe before, so that was fucked up right there. I don't know, but maybe I can afford to slip up someone 2 times, someone or 2 times.
Similar 2 times, similar 3 times, doesn't matter because I'm subliminal with these rhymes. When we are acting like hemorrhages has got me bursting out the back of the cranium. It's fine, the worst thing that could happen to me is a lack of rhyme. And though the lack of time is finding me, it's binding me to the wall, Velcro like laces tied together. I'm tripping over myself under all this rainy weather. Hail's got me, and it's slapping me in the face like a glove of leather.
Like a glove of weather, but you know what, it's not dueling here. No, we're not fooling here. We're seeing through the clearness of the transparency of society. To me, they try to get me to buy into the shit, but they lie to me. And so I'll have to say that I have to resist you now. Sorry, sir, you can't make me sit in your institution and learn and care about what you have to say to me, because I don't, and you can't make me. It's my freedom of mind to be a student who doesn't even pay the bills. I won't pay my taxes for my children to go to school, because I wouldn't want the mind in action on these front lines you have here. You try to get me to take inside your mind, inside your time, your lies, you're wrong, land.
wrong hand, because you slapped me in the face and then I got a little tear from my gland. Oh, my arm span is expanded, and I've demanded, but right now it's just reprimanding. And this revolution is clear, and it's inside my eyes. My iris bursts out of side of my body, though sometimes we will defy that we're only human beings, sapiens under skin, though we're maybe the only binge, because we don't want to take you back to places when you don't understand what it's like to see awkward faces in this land where the purple sand is blue skies. We like it that way, guys.
As the silence cuts through the sun, it sinks, and then the violence is all done with. As people put their swords down and the blades, they start remembering what we were put here for. The same thing is ingrained in all of us. It's called DNA genetics. It all works from this evolution of an amoebic life form. So don't deform the distorted form we've already tried to make. Conformity is no less prosperous.
We'd like to thank you, those which have helped our creativity innovate into its present climax. We have pushed for you, scraped the inner sides of both mind and stomach to reach this plateau in our own reality. The blood, the sweat, and the tears rusting a steel face, monotonous glass bashing to symbolically bind a positive feeling. Our emotions stealing more time than our compositions should last. At last, after these intervals, we have produced our dream. This is the end of the beginning of what we have to offer. Time spent, brain evolves, leaving the tin roof before we dissolve the Hobosapiens scripture, Calipa rectus and gruesome, to finalize the picture. Thank you to the mothers, the fathers, the brothers, the sisters, the cousins, the wives, the sons. Did I say daughters? Thank you everybody who's helped us out. Peace.